All right, hello people watching this video. I am recording 37 through 50. This is day 2 for geometry semester review. If you are in the 5th period class and you are watching this, yesterday we got all the way through 40, so you all get to skip ahead. But I'm going to start off on 37 for the 1st period class because 1st period is shorter than 5th period, so we didn't get this far. So starting with 37, one more thing that I will say is that on all of these, like that have area and perimeter, all of these, and then on the back side where it has surface area and volume and surface area and volume. On the test, I will not make you do both. I will just say, find the volume of this, or find the surface area of that. So you will only have to do one of them, but I'm doing both of them for each problem so that you have both formulas. Does that make sense? Okay, so on the review we do more, but on the test you only have one of each of these, okay? But I'm doing both of them so you have the formulas, all right? So starting with 37, this is a parallelogram. I'm gonna label him off to the side over here. P-A-R-A-L-L-E-L-O-G-R-A-M. He's a parallelogram, okay? And if we wanna find the area, do you remember what the formula was for area of this thing? It's kind of like a rectangle. It's just base times height. Yeah, base times height, okay? So if we're doing the base, what will the length of the base be? Of that shape thing? 18, okay? And the height? 16, so that's all we have to do is 18 times 16 and multiply it together. 18, 16, 288, I think. Feet, and that is squared because it's area, okay? For perimeter, we're adding up all the sides, so I know 2 of the sides are 18s, the top and the bottom, 18, 18, but I don't know this side right here. So, what can we do to find that side?
Triangle.
Yeah, the Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah.
Yep. So 8 and 16, and this is my side C. So like 8 squared plus 16 squared equals C squared. 8 squared is 64, 16 squared is 256, and if I add this together, that's 320, and if I take the square roots, 17.9, we'll go 17.9 is what that is. Okay, so my other two sides are 17.9 and 17.9, so I'm going to add those. So I've got and I got 71.8, I think, for the perimeter. And that's in feet. Okay. All right, next shape is a triangle. Okay. Area of a triangle. Remember what that is? Divide by 2. Yep. Base times height divided by 2, or some people do 1/2 the base times the height. Either way, it doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So the base. This is where people get stuck. Is the base 8 or excuse me? Is the base 22 or is the base 30?
22.
It's only 22. So 22 goes in for the base. What's the height? 16. Yes, 16, and then divide by 2. 22, 16 divided by 2. I got 176 feet squared. Ran out of room. Okay, perimeter's adding up all the sides. So we've got one side that's 34, one side that's 22, but we don't know this side. Ugh. But hold on just a second. We just did that one. 16 and 8, same dimensions, right? And we got
Oh, wow.
17.9. Woo! So we can just use that. 34, 22, 17.9. 73.9, I believe, feet. There we go. Okay, what shape is 39?
The rhombus,
Trapezoid.
not
Yep.
rhombus.
Nope, you're fine. Trapezoid. That's all right. That's all right. They're kind of confusing. Like crazy, weird words. Okay. Do you know area of a trapezoid?
Nope.
Okay, so I always just think base times height, base times height, base times height.
Oh,
Except
triangle,
this one.
Triangle plus rectangle.
Well, you can do an easier formula than that. If you, as a last resort, you could do 2 triangles and a rectangle. Yeah, you could. But to make it easier, so I was thinking base times height. Except this one has 2 bases, 15 and 6. So it's like, which base do we use? We use the average of the 2, right? And so to find average, I take base 1 plus base 2 and divide by 2, or take half of it, right? Half base 1 plus base 2, that will give me the base. And then I just multiply by the height. Does that make sense? You average the bases together and then take it times the height. Okay? So half times 6 plus 15 times 10. 6 plus 15 is 21. So 21 times 10 divided by 2, or half. Can you see over there? I'm like in your way.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
All right. Did you get 105?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Geometry, I don't know how tall you think you are, but it's not.
Okay. Did you get it, Tay?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, number 40. What is this shape?
Kite.
Kite. It's a kite. Okay, how to find the area of a kite?
You fly it.
This one's hard. What?
You measure it.
So, kind of. Okay, so this is like diagonal 1 and this is like diagonal 2, right? Like diagonal 1, diagonal 2. Okay, if I take this little triangle right here and take him and cut him off and slap him up on there, and I take this triangle right here and I cut him off and slap him up here, he makes a rectangle. And rectangle is base times height, except the base, how long is this? How long is this dimension right here? 14, or D1, right? And how long is this?
12.
6, which is half of D2, right? So formula is half D1, D2. Yeah, really. So if we're doing the area of this one, 1/2 of D1 we can call 14 or 12. It doesn't matter which one you take half of. They said, let's see, Jalen said yesterday, take half of 14, because that is 7, and 7 times 12, she knew what 7 times 12 was. So 84. And that is millimeters squared. So it doesn't matter which one you put in whatever order. If one of them is an even number, though, I would put that one first. But if both of them are even, it doesn't really matter. Okay?
I know this.
What? The next one?
No.
Okay, so if you are in the 5th period class, you need to start now. Find the area. This is a circle.
Weren't they supposed to start on the last one?
Circle. No, they ended on 40.
Circle.
Circle. Area of a circle is, you remember?
Something pi r squared.
Pi r squared. Okay. The radius of this, though, is
10.
10. Radius is 10. I don't know why it keeps doing it in wrong colors. Radius is 10. So pi times 10 squared. 10 squared is 100, and 100 times pi is 314.2.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Meters squared for area. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. All right. 42. Find the area of the shaded sector. This is still a circle, but it is a sector, I guess. I'm gonna say circle sector. C-I-R-C. I cannot spell circle. C-I-R-C-L-E sector.
Just sound it out.
There you go. Circle sector. Okay, to find the area of a circle, pi r squared. Except I don't want the whole circle. I only want part of it, and that part that I want is 100 out of 360. You just make it into a fraction. Or 10 out of 36, or 5 out of 18, or whatever. Okay, so I take pi times 10 squared, which should be the same answer as what we just got, right? 100 pi, but then you're going to take it times 100 over 360.
I'll let you guys do the math, 'cause
Yep, that's what I got. 87.3. Libby asked me yesterday how many decimal places to round to, and I think on the test, and actually on your review packet on the front page, it says round to 1 decimal place unless otherwise specified. So just give me 1 decimal place, and that's fine. If you give me more than that, I'm not going to count it wrong, but just give me
it wrong.
Yeah, I know you would. I know you would. I know you would. But
This
I mean,
one
you did the process right. I'm gonna count it right. Okay.
Rectangle plus triangle.
This one is a composite figure.
Yeah.
Composite. I need to write in yellow. Composite figure.
Oh, I know what you do. Okay, so you take base times height on the rectangular part.
Yep. Right. So so I'm gonna write out my shapes. So we have a rectangle first, and then we have a triangle, and we're adding them together. Right. We're not subtracting. So we're taking rectangle plus triangle. Okay. Rectangle is base times height. Triangle is base times height divided by 2. Okay. So for the rectangle, what's the base?
60.
I'm gonna cut him in half right here.
5.
What?
5.
5. Base is 5. Sure. Height is 20. Okay.
12.
Or 12. I don't know why I said 20. 12. Height is 12. 5 times 12 is
60.
60. So the area of the rectangle is 60. Okay. Now the area of the triangle, we have base times height divided by 2. What's the base of that triangle?
The base is 12.
The base is 12.
The height would be 15.
The height would be 15. Do you see how she gets 15? Because 5 is here, and then the rest of this would be 15 because that's 20. Yep. So 15. 12 times 15 divided by 2. I don't know what that is.
90.
90. Yes. Okay. Then my total area, 60 and 90. 150 meters squared. I think that came off of a...
You just add them.
Yes, you just add them together. Because like this area is 90, this area is 60, so the whole area is 150. Yep. Very nice. Very nice.
Nice.
44. Blah. 44 we didn't talk about. We skipped over this section.
Boo.
Find x for the following similar triangles. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm going to change this problem. How about we do that?
Okay.
How about we do that? Instead of this being area, I'm going to call this perimeter. So perimeter equals 50. And this guy's perimeter equals 72. And we're going to end up with a decimal, but it's fine. Okay? So the perimeter of all the... I know that this figure right here, I know that that's 8, so that means this is 8. And if the perimeter is 72, then that means... blah. 8 and 8, that's 16. 72 minus 16 is 56. And if I divide that by 2, each one of these is 28. So it's an 8 by 28. Does that make sense? All those around there? Okay. But the problem is, I don't know any of the sides for the smaller figure. But I do know that these are similar to each other and the perimeter is 50. So, if they're similar figures, do you remember what you can do? You're on the right track. Like, they would involve that. Like, if you're going to do that, you can set up a proportion. You can't do that for, I mean, it's a little bit different for area. That's why I switched it. But perimeter, you can just set up a straight proportion. So I can do something over something equals something over something. What would you like to do? X over 8. Got it. Equals 50 over 72. Yep, that's exactly right. And we're probably going to end up with a decimal, but that's fine. X times 72 and 8 times 50 is like 400, I think. 400 divided by 72. 5.6 is what X will be in order for that to be proportionate. Okay? Area is a little bit different. Area is squared, so it's not quite the same relationship. But perimeter, you can just set up a proportion. Very nice. Okay?
Nice.
So get that change on there that it's perimeter, not area, because that's what it will be on the test. All right. Last, what, 6 problems? 6 problems. All right. Surface area volume. And there's a typo. It should say area instead of R. All right. Surface area of a cylinder is what this one is. Do we need to write the shapes in here? I don't know. I am. If you need to. Cylinder. Then maybe you can find it a little easier. I don't know. Surface area of a cylinder is, I gotta think, 2 pi r h plus
Two
2 pi r squared. There we go. I had to think about it. Volume is, don't tell me, pi r squared h. There we go. Ha. Okay. All right, now we just have to plug stuff in. So over here, I like to write out my variables. So the only thing that we need for both formulas is an r and an h. And r is 4 and h is 12, so we're easy. We don't have to find anything. Okay? 2 pi, r is 4, h is 12, plus 2 pi 4 squared. And I like to do some of it in my head if I can. Like 2 times pi times, I know that's 48, plus 2 times pi times 16, because I know 4 squared is 16. And I got something like 402.1 centimeters. And that's surface area, so it's still squared. That go okay? Pi times 4 squared times the height. So pi times 16 times 12. 603.2 centimeters cubed for the volume. How's that? Good? Okay. What is number 46? What shape is that? It's a prism. Prism. And the area for prism, surface area for prism, is capital P times H plus 2 capital B. Did I do that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. We got to figure out what and volume is capital BH. Okay. What are we calling the base for this? The bottom? The front? What do you want to do?
The bottom.
The bottom is the base? Okay. So I'm going to shade the bottom so that we know that that's the base. For a rectangular prism, this is the only time you get an option because all of them are the same shape all the way around. Does that make sense? Like they're all rectangles. So you get to decide which one the base is. Versus like a different type of prism, like a triangular prism, you don't get to choose. It's the triangles. So this one, we'll choose the bottom as the base. So we need a capital P. We need H. And we need capital B. Okay? So what would the height be if that's my base? The height is this 12 right here, right? 12 is the height. Okay, capital P means the perimeter of the base. So perimeter would be like 12 and 10 and 12 and 10. So 10 plus 12 plus 10 plus 12 is 44. Yes. For perimeter of the base. Area of the base is just base times height because it's a rectangle. So 12 by 10
120.
is 120. Okay, now we just plop these into the formula over here to make it a little easier. So 44, am I going too fast?
No.
44 times 12 plus 2 times 120. 44 times 12 plus 2 times 120. I got like 768 or something. Yards squared. There we go. Okay, capital BH is 120 times 12. Do you know what 12 times 12 is?
1,440.
12 times 12 is 144, but we have an extra 0. So 1440 yards cubed. There we go. All right, now we get the tricky ones. Because these ones we have to find extra things. So, what is 47? P-Y-R, I can't spell. P-Y-R-A-M-I-D, I don't know, pyramid. And then this is a cone. All right, pyramid cone. Okay, pyramid. I know the volume is 1/3 capital B-H. I don't remember the surface area of a pyramid. That one I'm stuck.
Half capital P, slant height.
Slant height L plus
B.
plus capital B. Okay. All right, so we got lots of stuff going on here. We need capital P, we need slant height, we need capital B, and we need regular height. Okay. The base is the bottom. Like that's pretty easy to determine, right? Okay. And since this is a regular figure, right? Regular means the bottom shape is like a perfect square, right? So since they label 4 here and 4 here, or like these would be 4s also, right? So if we're doing perimeter of the base and they're all 4s, that would be like what, 16? Yeah? Okay, capital B would be the area of the base, which is also 16, right? 14 times 14, or 4 times 4? Okay. The other one, 7. Is that the slant height or is that the regular height? That's the slanted height, so 7 is going to go here. Okay, which means, this is kind of hard to see inside of here, which means that like if I'm looking at like a side view of my thing, I have like the pole going down the center of my, like this is the side view of my thing, right? This is down the center of the, I'm doing like a cross section inside of here, so I'm like cutting this like chunk out of here. If I do a cross section, 7 is the slanted one. What's the bottom side of like this right here?
2.
2. And we can use that to find the regular height by doing the Pythagorean theorem, right? Okay, which side is side C? 7. Oh, equals 7 squared. So 2 squared is 4 plus b squared equals 49. Subtract the 4. B squared equals 45. And b is going to be whatever the square root of 45 is. 6.7 equals 6.7. So the height is 6.7. All right, now we have all of the stuff that we need, and now we're just going to plop in. Okay? So 1/2 P is 16, L is 7, plus capital B is 16. All right, I know that half of 16 is 8, and 8 times 7 is 56. And 56 plus 16 is 72. Hey! I think.
Centimeters.
Yes. Centimeter squared.
No.
Yeah.
Centimeters cubed.
For volume?
Yeah.
Oh, you did volume?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm 10
She's
steps
ahead of us. You're just ahead of us.
I'm 10 steps ahead.
Okay, for volume, 1/3 capital B H. 1/3 times 16 times 6.7. And I got something like 35.7 centimeters cubed. Is that okay? Good? All right. I like the cones because you can see them a little better, you know? But here's the problem. This is the same problem that we had on the homework assignment the other day. And the problem is, where is the 14 pointing to? Is the 14 the slant height or the regular height?
Well, they wouldn't have the height labeled out for nothing.
I know. That's what I wonder.
So it's probably the height.
In the 5th period class, when we did this together, because they had a question on it, and we went with the slant height is 14.
Yeah. Did it
On the
turn-
homework assignment,
did
I
it turn
took-
out nicely.
I took both answers on the homework assignment.
Okay, but did it turn out nicely? Did the slant height turn out nicer than the regular height?
And they're both ugly. They're both decimals. Let's go with 14 being the slant height. I will make sure, like on the test, I know for sure that it is not questionable like this one is. You know for sure which one is which. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's go with 14 being the slant height. Okay, so I know that volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. I know that because it's 1/3 of the cylinder one. Surface area, I'm stuck though. I don't know what that is.
Pi r slant height plus pi r squared.
Okay, perfect. So things that we need. We need R, we need L, and we need H, and that's it. And we got kind of a mess going on here. Okay, R is 5. 14 we said we're going to say is the slant height for now. Okay, on the test I make sure it's not like a questionable thing. So if 14 is the slant height, like 14 is here and 5 is here, and this is what we're trying to find for the regular height, which one is side C?
Okay.
Yes, 5 squared plus b squared equals 14 squared. 25, 196. We subtract 25. b squared equals 141. No, why am I saying 441? 171. And we take the square root. And it's like 13.1. So 13.1 is the regular height. Okay, we'll go with that. All right. 13.1. Pi times the radius is 5, slant height is 14, plus pi times 5 squared. I got something like 298.5 meters squared. Okay, all right. 1/3 pi r squared, 5 squared, times the height is 13.1, and pi times 25 times 13.1, enter, divided by 3. I got like 342.95, so 343.0 meters cubed. Those 9 stuff, like, they screw me up. Okay, last two. We have a sphere. I don't normally pronounce it that way. Sphere. All right, a sphere. I know the volume is 4/3 pi radius cubed. And this one is 4 pi r squared? Yeah. Okay, so all we need is radius, and radius is 5, so this is easy. 4 pi times 5 squared. And 5 squared is 25, and 25 times 4 is 100, and 100 times pi is 314.2. I have no idea if I did that right. Woo! I'm not going to attempt this one. 4/3 pi times 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. So 25 pi times 4 divided by 3.
It says that R is supposed to be cubed for volume in the paper.
You're right. I lied. All lies. Good catch. Because we would have gotten that wrong. Cubed, fix it. People watching the video, fix it. Don't write that down wrong. Pi cubed. Okay, wrong. Start again. 5 cubed, which is 125, I guess, times pi times 4 divided by 3. Everybody say thank you, Tay.
Boom.
523.6 meters cubed. There we go. Oh my goodness sakes. All right, 50. Last one. Because this is a weird one. Surface area of a hemisphere. What's a hemisphere?
A half circle?
Like a half of a circle, like one of these, but
Like the
three-dimensional
desert
though.
dome.
Yeah, like the desert dome. And the radius is 8, so that's what we need, right? Radius is 8. But if surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared, except we're doing a hemisphere, which means we are dividing it by 2. Okay, what's 4 pi r squared divided by 2?
Number.
4 pi r squared divided by 2.
2.
Just look at it. What?
2.
It's
pi.
2 pi r squared, right? You're just reducing it, right? 4 pi r squared divided by 2 is 2 pi r squared, except that's not the only thing that you have to do. Because if I cut that circle in half, now I have this bottom exposed as a surface. So I have to add that area to my surface area. Does that make sense? What? I should go. I think I have a hemisphere over here. Right here. Okay, this is what we were doing before. And so we're taking the area of the surfaces.
That ball is so
Now,
nasty.
it's really gross. Now we're taking the area of this surface, which is half of this one. But now we have to add this surface on there.
Ah!
Does that make sense? Like it wasn't there before, so we have to add that surface onto it because it's like that surface is now there. Okay, what shape is that though?
Circle.
A circle. So we have to add a circle onto our shape. And what's the area of a circle? How do you find area of a circle? Pi r squared, right? Pi r squared. Okay. So what's 2 pi r squared plus pi r squared?
That thing's flying away from over here. I just need a little bit of a grease.
So think about this as like 2 pi r squared plus 1 pi r squared. 3 pi r squared. So if you are doing surface area of a hemisphere, it's 3 pi r squared. Okay, now let's plop our stuff in. So save that formula because if I ask you for surface area of a hemisphere, you'll know. Okay, 3 pi r squared is 3 times pi times 8 squared. So 3 times pi times 64, and that is something like 603.2 yards. Did we already get that as an answer? Yards squared for surface area. So surface area is 3 pi r squared instead of 4 pi r squared. Because you still have to have an extra surface. Okay? What about volume? If I would take and do volume of a hemisphere,
I would cry.
you could just cut it in half and you wouldn't have to add anything. Yeah. Surface area is a weird beast. All right? Okay, that is all. Tomorrow I'll give you the little bit that's in the middle. So 21 through 36 and I will be gone. Okay. Goodbye people in the video.